If you're an NFL fan or just anyone on the internet, you know what happened during the Week 17 Monday Night Football matchup between the Bills and the Bengals. But because that game wasn't played, it led to the NFL having to come up with new rules to determine playoff scenarios. And that's where the Bengals got mad. And if you want to know why the Bengals were mad, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. The Week 17 matchup between the Bills and the Bengals was a big one. It was really going to decide who's going to be in first place to third and even who's playing in the wild card matchup. And because that game wasn't played, the NFL owners had to come together to make a decision. And the decisions that they chose on was one, that if Kansas City and the Buffalo Bills were playing each other in the AFC Championship, then that contest would happen at a neutral site. And secondly, that the home field advantage for the Cincinnati Bengals versus Baltimore Ravens wildcard matchup would be determined by a coin flip if the Baltimore Ravens win that final game during Week 18, which that didn't happen. The NFL came up with 3 reasons of why they made this decision. The first was that the outcome of that game really didn't determine who was going to qualify for the playoffs this season. Secondly, they said that playing the game would push back the remaining playoff and regular season schedule for all the other teams in the league. And thirdly, they said that not playing this game would allow all teams to know the playoff scenarios for the Week 18 games. And voting in the NFL is done by their owners. As anything that's brought up, you need 3/4 majority vote, which is 24 out of the 32 owners, to pass any bill or new rule that's being changed. And even though this was passed, it is only valid for this 2022 NFL season. Everyone in the NFL was pretty chill about this decision, except for the Cincinnati Bengals. And their executive vice president, Katie Blackburn, said that she wanted people to vote against the bill because of the timing of the rule change, as that is usually done in the off season and not right before the postseason. And she said that instead of doing this, they should go to what they usually go by, which is win percentage. And that is understandable why she said they should go by win percentage. But if you know a little thing about win percentage, is everyone has to have the same starting base value. And since the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills did not have that same starting value, then obviously the Cincinnati Bengals would have an upper hand against the Ravens. And since the other NFL owners did not side with her and decide to vote against the bill, now she is very anti-rules of the NFL and saying the NFL has basically lost all their bases to enforce rules, as people are fined day in, day out in the NFL for breaking rules. And she says that now all rules don't exist, basically, which, you go, girl. It's given a lot of care and energy, but live, laugh, love. Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, even said that there was no perfect solution to this situation, and they were trying to do the thing that caused the least disruption during the final week of the NFL season. When it comes to being mad, what exactly was Katie Blackburn actually mad about? As both teams, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens, were clinched into a playoff berth on Week 16, the week of Christmas. But the money was the thing that she was truly upset. As she is the executive vice president, she's in charge of making sure the money's going round. As if the Ravens would have won that game and it had been decided home field advantage by coin flip, that they could have easily lost, 50-50, they would have lost out on a lot of money. As NFL teams do not have to share their local revenue, and local revenue is ticket sales, concessions, merchandise, parking, those things that are basically just done inside of their facility, they don't have to share it. And if you just consider the ticket sales that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to make on this wildcard match, as their average price for a ticket is $211, and their stadium has a 65,515 seat capacity. That means at maybe an average, probably a little bit higher, the Cincinnati Bengals could make $13.82 million on ticket sales. As you know, that's not the actual number, as some tickets are higher than the cost, some tickets are lower than the cost, and then they give tickets away to like famous people and all that kind of stuff. But let's say they could have made about $8 million on ticket sales. That's a lot of money that they could have missed out on if they had to go to that coin flip. And that's not even including all the other stuff, like I said, parking, concessions, and all the other things that go into their local revenue. Well, now that you know why the Cincinnati Bengals were not too fond of those 2 new rules that came into play after the Week 17 matchup did not occur, make sure to check out this video right here where I talk all about how the NFL makes money and how NFL teams specifically make money. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As well as leave me a comment down below telling me, how do you feel about going into this NFL postseason and what big surprises you see on the horizon? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's still your thumb. And remember, don't be afraid to join the convo.